guys.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
As you can see, we're in a different location. We thought we'd bring you guys back,
Back
to where
to the
bubble
bathroom.
bath stories really started.
Exactly.
I'm Nicky Trendz.
And I'm Manny Oso.
And today we have a super dope guest that I think you all can relate to. He is someone who is able to turn his passion into his career. So guest, please introduce yourself.
That's you.
Hi, my name is Louis, also known as Akilis or Akilis Music. I'm basically a music producer, engineer, do a little bit of everything. Also doing videos at the moment as well. But I basically produce music, record, mix, help write and stuff like that. A little bit of everything.
That's so awesome. So let me tell you how this interview came about. I know Louis from like way back when he was working 9-to-5 job at a bank. And I remember he had this really cute, dope setup in his room to produce the engineer and all that.
Like his own mixing boards.
Yeah. And it wasn't until
Yeah.
it was a while ago that I was on Twitter and I was just, catching up with everything. And I saw that you decided to leave your job and then pursue music full time. And then within a couple of months of you doing that, you got this really dope YouTube award for like over 100,000 subscribers. Tell us more about that. That is super exciting.
Yeah, that was actually that was kind of like my plan the whole time. I felt like I knew that the bank that was gonna be my last job. I'm like, I can't, I'm not gonna kind of like keep working for somebody else. I knew it, like that was kind of like my initially, like the bank was sort of like my kind of like my plan B type thing. Because it was like, if you work at a bank, it's like it looks great on your resume and this and that.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? After college, I'm gonna try to get a job at a bank, and if things don't go too well with the music, then that's I could keep building my resume, whatever, keep going to jobs and jobs. But then I was like, nah, you know what? This is gonna be the last job I'm going to. I'm not going to another bank. I'm not doing anything. This is gonna be the last one. So then I just started I started a YouTube channel. I actually started a YouTube channel a long time ago. It was like 2009, but I never really paid attention to it. I uploaded like 3 videos. Yeah, I uploaded like 3 videos, and at that time, what I do, which is basically upload beats and stuff, instrumentals, that wasn't that popular before.
Right.
And I put like 3 of them, and one of them just like did really good. Like it got like probably over 200,000 views within like probably a year or two.
What were they?
I'm not sure, but it's
of?
basically it showed me that and at that time I'm sorry?
I said, what were you making videos of? They were just music videos.
Sorry, I lost audio.
Oh, can you hear us?
No, they were yeah, now it's good. Yeah, sorry. It was basically like beats, instrumentals. Like I'll put like a reggaeton instrumental, I'll put like a hip hop instrumental and stuff like that. And people would just watch it, like they'll listen to it. And I guess, I sort of like found a little niche, which I wasn't even aware of until like later on. I took a look at my YouTube channel again, and I'm like, wow, like this could actually be something. And from what I was hearing, like you could monetize your YouTube and get some money over it. So I saw it as a way the way that I saw it as is that I noticed that YouTube is the second biggest search engine that we have right now besides Google. So, why wouldn't you want to get your content on that? And then I just started like going all in on the YouTube. I started posting like 2 to 3, 4 videos a week. And that basically started building and building to the point where I was able to actually run a business, which is a beat leasing business. People go, they buy licenses to use my beats. Like a lot of producers do that. Like some producers, they make like thousands of dollars off of that. Honestly, like me, I use like several streams of income. So that was like one of the first ones that actually helped me, get enough money to build a little studio on the side, which is at a commercial spot in Ridgeville, Queens. So I was able to get that through the beat leasing and the YouTube, and then I was able to to quit my job.
They were about monetizing your videos.
Yeah. So basically, through monetizing and not so much through monetizing, but through the beat leasing stuff. That's actually how I was able to get enough revenue to build a studio and just start making money on the side besides working at the bank.
And it's funny that you mentioned YouTube being a major search engine now, because I mean, honestly, even now, I'll look at YouTube before I even look at Google for some questions.
Yeah, man, you see?
But it's only because everybody has a channel where they're talking about something. You know, you can use
Exactly,
it just
man.
for
It's
regular
a niche for
research.
everybody.
So
It's a niche
I
for
think
everybody.
it's so dope that you already were in college and were like, I know what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. But we asked some of our listeners what they would ask people who have, you know, left their 9-to-5 jobs to pursue their passion. And one of the questions that came out was, what was your financial strategy to cover you until you fully transitioned 100% into music?
It was basically that. It was the beat leasing, but well, if you want to put it like more broad, it's basically different streams of income. For example, like what, but it was all centered around music if you think about it, because through YouTube I was putting instrumentals, so people could either lease a beat, so they could buy a service from me. Um, they could, if they're nearby, like, you know what, I would, you got to be a little bit smart, so you got to use, like, for example, some, let's say if you go to my beat store and you say, wow, this beat sounds dope, let me lease it. So you buy a license, maybe like 25 or
Right.
$40, whatever, right? But then I go, like, I receive an email from PayPal that I receive your payment, right? And then I go on my PayPal, and then I check and I see you live in the Bronx. So I say, oh, okay, you live in the Bronx. Well, here's a coupon for next time you want to buy another beat. Besides that, I do recording, mixing, and this over here in Queens. So then that's basically another. It's basically a funnel. It's a way for you to build your, you know, to deep. They used to call it deepen the customer's wallet share, whatever. I used to work in banking, but like a lot of those stuff, they do work. You just, you know, you can't be like too pushy about it and stuff. You just got to make it, you know, because a lot of these people, they looking for, you know, if you're an artist, you're looking for somewhere to record, somewhere to make you sound better. So that's where I come, you know, those all the services come into play.
That's awesome. I mean, yes, because even if you're not trying to transition your passion into your career, you still need, at least, if you live in New York City, at least two different stream of incomes coming in.
A couple hustles.
Trust me, you do.
Live out here.
So you definitely on the ball with that. One of the other questions we had was, I think for us, for Spanish people, right, when we go outside of what the norm career is, for outside of what our family thinks, it's like, it's the world is fucking ending. So when you know, you went to college, you have a great job at the bank.
I'm sure your parents loved when you were working at the bank.
Yeah. So what happened when you were like, all right, guys, this is it. I'm like, you know, Akilis, the fucking music producer, and that's it. What, I mean, like, what was the conversation there with them?
I don't know. They were, honestly, they were pretty supportive, because they just I guess my parents, they know, like, you know, they kind of saw it, like they knew that they understood from seeing my other brothers and my older sister, like, kind of like just go through jobs and jobs and jobs. Wow. And it's just like the same kind of like race. You know, it's like they call it the rat race or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just the same thing. It's just like, you know, over and over again. And it's like, you never really, like, it's just, you know, they kind of like knew that, you know, there might be another way, and they kind of like just they let me go with it and stuff. They'll ask me questions, oh, you know, how's this going? How's the studio going? Just to make sure I was okay. And I was, you know, I was being honest with them, like, you know, I'm doing this, or, you know, it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit better, or eventually I'm going to quit. Because the other thing is that I was also full-time at the bank, and then they opened another branch in 207th Street. That's actually where I went to, that new branch, and that was the last branch that I worked for. But that position, I took it as a part-time, so I went from full-time to 30 hours. And ideally, I wanted a full-time position, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Let me take the 30, because that gives me a little bit more time to focus on my business. And that's actually what I did, and I stayed like that. And even later on, they offered me other positions and full-time and supervisor. I'm like, nah, I'm staying right here.
They went, stay in the safety net, stay in the safety net.
Yeah, exactly. So then, I guess my parents, they knew, they had a feeling like, yeah, this is what he's gonna go after, and, you know, he's gonna make it work, I guess. So
how scary was it though? Like that time period of switching from doing that job to let's stop that and do my dream instead.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like I said, like I had a decent resume, because I worked at the bank for a few years. Like, you know, I didn't like that job, but at the end of the day, I was a really good worker. Like I did my job to, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the best ones there, because I just, customers loved me and stuff. I was just like, it's the way that I treat the people. So it's just like, you know, if you have that connection with people, you'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine anywhere, because if you think about it, everything's about transitions with people and stuff like that. And just talking to people. Yeah.
So so you really have your sister and your brothers to thank for your parents taking this so well. Remember that at Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what's great though is that now you're your own boss, but with that comes so much weight. I mean, what was like all the feelings that you were feeling when you're like, oh shit, like it all falls on me?
Yeah, because now you're working more than 40 hours.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually something that I was thinking about the other day. I'm like, wow, like it's kind of like it's definitely a blessing, but it could be seen as a curse because it's like sometimes you don't know when to stop working. Like for example, yesterday I was working at a studio in Midtown and I went in like around I think it was like 4 in the afternoon and I left like at 2 in the morning. And then I got home and I still worked on some other music, like for other people that I was working for. And it's just like you really don't know when your day ends and stuff. And it's like, but at the same time, that's where the blessing is because it's like you have to be on top of yourself. Like I do. I don't know if you guys how if you guys read up on this and stuff, but I do affirmations every day, like morning affirmations. I do. I set goals and stuff like that, just to stay on top of things, on myself, like on the schedule and stuff. Because if it's not like it's really easy for you to just, well, I don't want to do nothing today. Let me just stay on the couch. Let me watch TV. Let me just be lazy,
Yeah. No,
what are you talking about? Right. No, you're absolutely right.
We all have those days, though.
I mean, but with COVID happening, I know that really like switched. Like I'm in the TV industry, so I know like how that affected me. But with music, it's just can be done. There's really no excuse. If you're an artist, there's no excuse. Has your workflow increased? Has it decreased? Like what has COVID? How has it affected your business?
It was interesting because at first, well, it sped up when things started like shutting down because I was it was weird because I was the only one that was actually able to kind of like do a lot of the set. Like some of the studios started closing and some of the people couldn't get to the city to like some of the other recording engineers. So it's like a lot of sessions they ended up on my lap. So I took care of that. But then later on, it started slowing down once things actually shut down. Like, I had to shut down the studio. Yeah. But it wasn't that crazy because I saw it as a time. I said like, okay, I'm kind of used to it by now. I had the studio for like, I think it's about to be 3 years. So I know sometimes it dies down. You just got to find other things to do. So it might be like either focus a little bit more on YouTube. I didn't actually, but I actually, actually focused. I sharpened my skills. So I actually was taking like a lot of tutorials, just reading up on stuff, like to get better at what I do and stuff. And I feel like now that's actually paying off because I'm doing some of the jobs a lot faster. And
that's awesome.
But I think it was fine. It wasn't so bad for me, honestly.
That's awesome. Okay, so in 5 years, I'm gonna give you the corny question. In 5 years, where are we seeing you? Grammys, Billboard, where are we seeing you in 5 years?
I don't know. Well, definitely, I think I'll be a father by then.
What?
That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, in 5 years at least, I hope. But
well, before all that responsibility, let's think fun in 5 years. Where are you gonna be in 5 years?
No, I think ideally I want to continue with the studio. I want to grow my studio to a bigger one. Maybe open 2 more studios, like in one one new location. That's or maybe awesome. In the same location. But it's basically to expand so I can have people working at the studios, like getting some hours there. But I've always wanted to actually produce my own music and stuff like that, which I'm actually working on that right now. So I just see myself maybe having that, but a lot bigger, and just being able to help a little more artists around the world. Because a lot of this stuff, like like you said, you could do it from music, you could do it from anywhere. So I got kids like in South America. I send them something, they'll write something, record it, send it over. So that's kind of like the stuff that I'm trying to do now.
How exciting! Really cool. Also, Prosper Ridge with Queens, doing big things.
Yeah, right.
Podcast studios, With that being said, you're working on stuff. COVID hasn't slowed you down. Tell us about side projects. What should we be looking out for in the future?
Well, in the near future, I'm actually working on a project with a few artists. I don't know if you guys you guys know what are rhythms, like instrumental rhythms. They call them rhythms, but it's basically like Jamaicans. I think Jamaicans started this where they will do like a rhythm. A rhythm will be like is a beat basically. It's an instrumental, so they'll call it like Diwali rhythm or different type of names, and like different artists get on it and they do their own version of it, and then they'll put everything out as a project. Like for example, Sean Paul, Beanie Man, and stuff like a lot of those were like people that were doing that in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I thought, I do a lot of beats, I have a lot of instrumentals out, and I know how to fix the music and finish it up. But I think it would be a good idea if I kind of like put a little project where I send people like, hey, listen to this. If you like it, do your own version and then send it to me. And we finish it up and we put it up as a song. So that's basically what I'm working on right now. And I already got, one of them is already recorded, which is with one of the artists. His name is Javin. He's actually Jamaican himself too. He actually plays some saxophone and it sounds dope. Like,
oh wow!
But that's what I'm looking to do. So I'm gonna put out a few of those, maybe like 2 of those in Spanish and maybe 2 or 3 of those in English, and package it in a project. But I might put it out as singles first and then package it as a full project.
I mean, there's no better way to do that than summertime.
Yeah, right.
I feel like
exactly.
I'm putting
this. We're all stuck in.
I'm putting this out there. I feel like One of Your Drinks is gonna become a summer anthem. This is me giving you all.
Yeah, put it out. You gotta put it out there. You know that.
So let the people know where they can find you, all your projects, just to get to know you, all your projects, all of that.
Yeah, it's basically Akilis Music, which is Akilis Music. Anywhere, it could be Twitter, IG. I have a second IG, which is Akilis Music Group. I was kind of posting more of the studio stuff there, but I haven't been there in a while. I gotta go back and get back on that actually. The YouTube is the same, Akilis Music. That's pretty much it. And I also have a website, which is akilismusic.com. You could contact me there if you want to reach me, or you could check out my beat store, which is right on one of the tabs under that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on all your success. I'm so happy we were able to do this. If you guys want to know what's going on with us, you can find me on IG at Nicky Trendz.
And you can find me at Got No Time For This.
And you can become a part of the Rubby Ducky Gang by following us on IG at Bubble Bath Stories, as well as on Facebook. Akilis, thank you so much again. And we look forward to the summer anthem. Look, this is the summer anthem.
Thank you guys for having me, and I wish you guys the best with the podcast.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we can't wait for your projects.
Okay. Bye-bye.